What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of our Java game development series. So, we left off after we drew all of these tiles and we implemented our graphical user interfaces. So, as you can see, we have the world moving around, but we are still drawing tiles outside of the window, which is not good. That'll waste resources and it'll get it really laggy once we get a world loaded in. So, one way we can fix that is by going into our tile class and making sure the position of the tile is less than what the window width is or greater than. So, I will show you how to do that here. So let's just take position X times tile size and just put that in there. So we want to make sure the position X is greater than 0 and position X is less than, position X plus tile size, I believe, is less than window dot width. So let's see how that looks. After I get that formatted, there we go. So let's run it and see how it looks. So as you can see, we have two black bars here and here. Once we start moving, the black bars, that's because we haven't added the offset. So the offset is gonna mess with it a little bit. And let's see if there's any way to get that. Okay, so one way I figured out how we can do that is just by adding the cam X position to the tile, like if statement. So let's do a public static float get cam X, return cam X, and then same thing with cam Y. Okay, so now back in our tile, let's add, let's do a variable up here. So let's do a float offset X is equal to whatever the position is, and copy this, and then it should be minus GUI in-game dot get cam X. Then same thing with our Y position, except we just make sure we change these variables to the Y's. So now we can just replace this with offset X and offset X. Alright, let's add it then. Alright, there you go. So you can see that the black bar is following us. And that is because that tile is leaving the screen because its X position will be in its top left corner. And as soon as that leaves the screen, it stops rendering it. So all we want to do is say, as long as that is greater than negative tile size. And then let's rerun this, and that should fix that issue. So yes, that is not having an issue with that. Now we just got to do the same thing for the Y's. So we can even just copy this, do an and, so offset Y is greater than negative tile size, and offset Y is less than window dot height. Let's see how that looks. Alright, that looks great. So now we will not be rendering tiles that are off the screen. So one thing I want to fix right now is fixing the movement. So all I need to do is change this to a positive and this to a negative. And then movement will be down better. So that did not fix the issue with the gray screen. But it seems like I'm getting it a lot less now. So, well, now that we got that all set, we'll get a little bit better FPS, just saving those resources, not drawing tiles that we aren't even going to see. So, let's get working on the player. We'll draw a little player sprite in the middle of the screen. So, let's create a package, and we'll call this entity, or entities, and create a player class. So let's start off with a public void render, and that'll take in a graphics G. Oops, come on, there we go. And a public void update, and a public void init. Jeez. Alright, so we're not going to be putting anything in it yet, and nothing in update. I just like to have it there just in case. Alright, so let's go. Actually, we can close out of all these screens. We don't need those anymore. And let's create a player variable in GUI and game. So private player. Make sure we initialize that down in player, or down in the initialize function. So player.init, but first we're gonna initialize actually player. So make that equal to a new player. And then inside of here, and we don't want to put it in this translate. We want him to stay centered in the screen. So make sure he is below where we negate the translate. So player.render G and player.update in the update function. So let's go back into player and let's get something drawn. So let's set a color of yellow and create a let's create a rounded rectangle at how are we gonna do this? So -10, y will be -15. Actually, let's make that -20. Width and height will be 20 by 40. And then create the width of 20 and keep that as 20. Let's see how that looks. Errors. Okay, so that is being drawn right in that corner. Obviously, we just want to translate that to the center of the screen. So actually, I'm just gonna do it the easy way, changing these X and Y positions here. So window.width divided by 2 minus the 10 that we set it so we can center it, and window dot height divided by 2 minus the 20. So that should be right in the center of the screen with our player, if it actually works. And there we go. We have our little player, and he doesn't do much. He's just sitting there. So let's see what we can do with him. Let's make him a little bit bigger. So I'm just going to create a variable for the width and height of the player. So let's do width and height and initialize width is equal to, let's do 30, and height is equal to 50. Then we can always change that. So let's do minus width divided by 2 minus height divided by 2 and width, height, and then these are both going to be width. Alright, so there we are. There's our little player. I want to make him a little bit taller though. So let's do 65. Alright, yeah, that looks great. So now we have a little player in the center of the screen, and we can move the world around. So now if you just want to create some random tiles. Alright, so I went ahead and made 2 other tiles, one for dirt, one for stone. And did it the same way that I did the grass. It just made it a little bit easier, and I just changed the color. So let's randomly choose which one we want to draw. So inside of our build world function, we want to do an int called rand is equal to a new random dot next int out of 100. So we'll say if rand is less than, we'll do a 70, then we'll draw grass. Otherwise, if rand is less than, okay, we'll do, because there's about 30 left, so we'll do 85. We'll just split these in half. And then otherwise, draw something else. So let's start off with grass as being the most common. Change this one to dirt. And change this one to stone. And let's see how that looks. Alright, so that's what it looks like. We got a lot of grass, we got some stone, and then we also have dirt and random clumps around the world. And that's it. We just get to walk around the world and everything. I need to change the speed to make my player a little bit faster, but that's about it for this episode. We'll have to start working on other blocks that you can actually collide with and add in colliders so we don't just walk through everything, and make sure the game looks good. So if you like these episodes, be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you want to see more. I will be trying to post these pretty regularly, but if you have any other series you want me to start or other programming languages you want to learn that I may know, then let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.